Absolutely. I think we're in the age of the outsider. And I would even make the argument that we probably shouldn't overemphasize the word nationalism. I'll come back to that. What we have to understand, both in the United States and globally, especially in the West, is that there's a rise of anti-establishmentism. I think I just invented that word. Of outside of the candidates that are willing to shake the system. Indeed, if you look at polling, whether it be in the United States or Europe or Latin America, the West principally, there is supermajority belief that the system is broken, that the establishment is not delivering on the basic promises, that traditional parties and politicians no longer care about the average person like me, for instance. And linked to that is a belief that to take the country back, to take society back, well, that sounds very familiar, right? By the way, it's not just happening in the U.S. That's not the rhetoric just in the U.S. To take the country back, we need a strong leader who might need to break the rules to take the country back. This is a phenomenon we're seeing everywhere. Obviously, it takes on different flavors in different places. Here in the United States, we had a right-leaning populist that came to power on that message, on that outsider message. But let me just kind of present this to you specifically, because many of us were perplexed, obviously, especially in 2015, about Trump. But I think Bernie Sanders was interesting as well. And indeed, if you really think about it, they're two sides of the same coin. Indeed, they were both outsider candidates. They operationalized the disgust and anger in different ways. The left typically has much more economic equality argument. And the right, it's much more cultural in nature, not just the United States, but in Europe as well. The point being is these trends, these sort of attitudes and belief have created an operating environment that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So I would expect that the candidate on the left, in this case the United States, the Democrats, the candidate that's has more of an outsider profile, maybe an insider-outsider, a little bit more vanilla, not as sort of problematic and spicy. I use the example of France, of Macron and Le Pen. They were both outsider candidates, by the way. One was a little bit more vanilla. The other one was, it really hurt and burned when you actually swallowed a little bit of it. But the point being is, in both cases, they were outsider candidates. And I would expect the most likely candidate to have a chance on the left, that is with Democrats, will have some sort of outsider profile.